Hey, welcome to Consequences, and today we are going to be creating the ultimate Monkey Island and Lucasarts adventure game tier list. We're going to look at all of the games that Lucasfilm Games put out, and then also some games by the people who went on from Lucasfilms to make games, sort of like Telltale did with Sam & Max and Tales of Monkey Island. We'll look at the Autumn Moon game, so A Vampire Story and Ghost Pirates of Vuju Island, and then I've chucked in the Broken Age from Double Fine there, because I feel like although these weren't directly created by LucasArts, they were created by LucasArts veterans, and they have the whole beating heart of what a LucasArts adventure game was still in their game, so we're going to whack them in as well. Now let's get started. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy adventure gaming, and let's create the best tier list there is. So we've got 5 different levels from amazing, so this is the best games that they've done. Very good, you know, it says it on the tin, very good. Okay means, yeah, it's a playable game, maybe not my favourite, but I'd certainly play it again. Bad is I didn't have a very good time playing it, and I'd struggle to pick it up again. And very bad means I didn't like it. It was a crap game, and unenjoyable, and not one I would play again. So let's have a look. First up, we have Broken Age. Now, Broken Age, I didn't back this, you know. I bought it once it came out, and yeah, it was an enjoyable game. Definitely wasn't my favourite. I think it's just okay. I don't think the story spoke to me all that much. I did like the twist, especially at the end of the first half of the game, end of the first episode. Not what I was expecting at all. So it was a pretty good twist. I liked Vela, is that the girl's name? I liked her as a character. I didn't like the boy as much, and his name escapes me. But Broken Age, yeah, just an okay game. Definitely not Tim Schafer's best, but absolutely it's a playable game. Next up, we're going to look at A Vampire Story. Okay, so this is by Bill Tiller, who is the guy that did the art design for The Curse of Monkey Island, arguably very, very iconic, and it carries through with A Vampire Story. It was his first foray with his brand new company, Autumn Moon. I don't believe the game sold all that well. This was definitely came out during adventure gaming's decline, but it's a good, solid game. Mona and Frederick are good characters. They're entertaining. The art design, the levels designs are all fantastic. The puzzles were a bit hard. I played it when I was quite young, and it was probably harder than I was anticipating and used to, but a very enjoyable game, and I'm sad that Bill Tiller's struggled to get the prequel and sequel that he wants to make off the ground, but fingers crossed he'll get that done eventually. Day of the Tentacle is next. Day of the Tentacle, of course, is the sequel to Maniac Mansion, and it was headed up by Dave Grossman and Tim Schafer. This is a great game. It looks different from the games that came before it, which were all pixel art. They went for a very cartoony style, and it's a very, very solid adventure game. The best part about it is you don't need to play Maniac Mansion to play Day of the Tentacle, and in fact it doesn't matter at all, because the play styles are completely different, and they only have sort of Bernard's the only carryover character from the protagonists, and then you've got, of course, the Edisons as well. But Day of the Tentacle is maybe, if you ask me at the right time of the year, I'd put it in as amazing, but I think if I'm being honest with myself, it tops out at very good. I do play it every few years, and I always enjoy myself, especially with the remaster. Okay, now this one, Escape from Monkey Island's an interesting one. I certainly don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. It's not amazing, obviously. It very, very much struggled with that difficult 3D period. Guybrush was a bit weird. The tank controls, which are an absolute nightmare. You know, monkey fighting was a bit of a hellish nightmare. I didn't like the changes they made to Melee Island and Monkey Island. The Herman Toothrot reveal, I didn't mind that. And I tried to play it again recently, but while I enjoyed it, I didn't save and then it crashed, so that really annoyed me. I think I don't think it's very bad or bad, but it's not very good. It's definitely okay, and I would play it again. That takes us on to Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Now, if you know me, which you might do, you might not do, Indiana Jones is my favourite. Fate of Atlantis is what I think is the best point-and-click adventure game that's ever been made, so it's probably no surprise to anyone that Indiana Jones goes in right at the top. It is the best point-and-click game. It's incredible because there's 3 paths you can take. You take the sort of like the intelligent path, the solo path, the team path, and then the fists path. And the way you play the game is different depending on what path you take, which is what makes this game so incredible. While the story doesn't change dramatically, you do get to experience the locations in a different order, and the puzzles are all different, which makes the game very replayable and super enjoyable. I don't think you get better than what they did with Fate of Atlantis. Full Throttle. Okay, so this was Tim Schafer's first solo lead game. Very short, this one. I always felt that Full Throttle was very short, and point-and-click games at the time were trending longer. Full Throttle bucked that trend and went for shorter. I remember it being very, very difficult. Again, I played it when I was quite young, and I remember getting very, very stuck in that first town you're in with Maureen. I couldn't figure out anything with the gas tower, knocking down that guy's door, getting over the ledge to get into the I can't remember what it's called. The place with the wreckage and stuff. Wow, the words slipped my mind, but you know what I'm talking about. I couldn't get past any of that. It was so difficult. So for me, I can't put it as amazing. It's good. It's okay. It's better than Escape from Monkey Island, but I don't think it goes any higher than okay for me. Okay, so this takes us on to Ghost Pirates of Vuju Island, which is the second game from Bill Tiller's Autumn Moon Entertainment, which is the same company that did A Vampire Story. And this sees him returning to pirates, I guess, easier, not easier, but more comfortable playground to play in. But Ghost Pirates of Vuju Island is not good. You play as 3 different characters. They're all a little bit uninspiring. I don't remember completing it, and I've never had the inclination to finish the game either. So that's gonna have to be our first bad game, I'm afraid. But it is what it is. I'd say give it a go if you can get it working on a modern computer, but yeah, I don't know if it can be anyone's favourite. Grim Fandango next. So this is very, very hard game. A very, very hard Lucasarts game. Another one that I really, really struggled with. But Grim Fandango is incredible. The setting, the voice acting, the characters, the writing, everything is just impeccable. It is as good as storytelling gets. Manny Calavera is one of the best protagonists that have ever been created, and what a fantastic finale as well. Grim Fandango is certified amazing. Okay, so now we're going to look at Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is the point-and-click version of the film of the same name, and it's good. Yeah, this came out quite early in LucasArts' adventure gaming career. It's definitely them still finding their footing with it. I think they don't really perfect that until Loom and The Secret of Monkey Island come out. But the Last Crusade is good. Yeah, it's good. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this one. I don't remember it particularly well, but it was an enjoyable experience, and anything indie is good in my books. Labyrinth. Okay, so Labyrinth, one of the earliest ones now that they did. I think this was actually their first adventure game. So the graphics are very, very, very old. That not that kind of endearing VGA sort of pixel art style. This is before that, and I didn't enjoy it at all. I've got nothing really to say about it. Do you know what? I don't really like the film that much. So Labyrinth is bad, I'm afraid. And yeah, so that's all I've got to say on that one. Let's do LeChuck's Revenge, Monkey Island number 2. Monkey Island 2 came out in 1991, I think the year after the first Monkey Island. It was a much bigger game with many more locations, more characters, a longer story, and a natural evolution for Guybrush Threepwood. It's still very, very funny. All of the heart and humour of Monkey Island is present in this game, and obviously it ends with one of the best cliffhangers that has ever been, that has still yet to be properly resolved, although Return to Monkey Island is coming out really soon, which will resolve the ending. Monkey Island 2 is amazing. Now, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis is my number 1, so that will always stay there, but where does Monkey Island 2 go? Before or after Grim Fandango? I'm gonna place this before Grim Fandango, but I just need you to know that it's Fred Finn. You know, they are almost as good as each other, but Monkey Island has that real nostalgia feeling for me. I remember playing it when I was very, very young. Now, okay, so Maniac Mansion. Ron Gilbert, Gary Winnick, play as Dave Miller and his friends trying to save his girlfriend from the evil Edisons, and you meet a whole cast of characters. There's lots of dead ends and dying, but all the characters are different and they have different ways of solving puzzles. So it's a very clever game. It's difficult for me to play. I don't particularly enjoy Maniac Mansion, but I don't want to hold that against it. I think its age is part of the problem, and perhaps my patience. I'm very much a coddled LucasArts adventure game fans, or the ones I played where you couldn't die or reach a dead end. So Maniac Mansion is okay, and I think it probably comes up. No, it comes after Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade for me. Okay, so now we're going to look at the 3rd season of Sam and Max, which came from Telltale Games, The Devil's Playhouse. This was the 3rd season, coming after Beyond Time and Space. There was a couple of years between them, and The Devil's Playhouse is interesting. There's so much going on, because the Telltale crew always sort of, they never reset the setting after the following season. So everything that happened in the following season, like all the changes to where they live and stuff, all gets carried forwards into this game, which was cool in the 2nd season. But by the time the Devil's Playhouse came around, it felt a little bit too stuffed, and there was a lot going on. So Sam and Max is just the Devil's Playhouse is just okay in my book. It comes probably before Escape from Monkey Island, but after Full Throttle. Okay, Duke Grabowski, another Bill Tiller one, set in the same universe as Ghost Pirates of Vuju Island, but doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's just the setting. Duke Grabowski was supposed to be the first episode of a season, but it was the only one that was completed, unfortunately. It is Duke Grabowski, Mighty Swashbuckler. The parallels to the Mighty Pirate, Guybrush Threepwood, clear and obvious. But the game is good. It's smart, it's humorous, there's a lot of heart to it, and it's not trying to be Monkey Island. It definitely takes inspiration from it, of course it does, but I wouldn't say it's trying to be Monkey Island. It is definitely its own thing, and it's enjoyable. Ghost Pirates of Vuju Island, not so much, but Duke Grabowski was actually enjoyable. It lasts about 90 minutes, and it's just a solid adventure game. It's very good. Okay, now we're going to do Ron Gilbert's recent game, Thimbleweed Park. This is his first pixel art game in the style of the sort of old Maniac Mansion and Secret of Monkey Island style. You play as 5 different characters, and it's a nice long game, about 10 hours you're going to play this for, unravelling a mystery surrounding a murder in a small town. And it's yeah, it's very good. I remember, I think I backed this one. Playing it was really, really enjoyable, and it's actually high on my list to give it a replay soon, which I'm sure I'll pop on the channel. It is very good, but I think it probably comes behind Day of the Tentacle. Sam and Max hit the road, their first foray into video games, and I mean, what's there to say about Sam and Max hit the road? It's incredible, really, really funny, and you know, I love the character so much. I even have a tattoo of Max on my arm. Hit the Road is a great game where you visit loads of different locations, lots of different characters. The puzzles are wacky because the characters are wacky. The dialogue is insane. You know, Max is a certified maniac. Sam and Max Hit the Road is amazing. And now we're going to jump straight into Sam and Max Save the World. This is the sequel to Hit the Road, kind of. This is about the first season that Telltale made, and it brought Sam and Max back to life, and I would hesitate to say that it did a lot to bring adventure games back to life as well. I have a video in the works, which I can reveal the title for. It's Sam and Max Save the World, Saved Adventure Gaming, which I'm going to look into how they managed to bring back sort of the lesser known quirky couple, and made it a success, which ultimately led to Tales of Monkey Island being made, and then the Back to the Future game as well. Sam and Max Save the World it's very good. Behind Thimbleweed Park, they're still finding their footing with it, but it is certainly an enjoyable experience. Now, the second season, Sam and Max Beyond Time and Space, is where they really find their footing with it. Everything is better. You know, you get all the payoffs from the first season with characters being reintroduced and stuff, but they introduce new characters who are just as interesting. They start to give Max special abilities and powers that come into play throughout the course of the season, and yeah, Sam and Max Beyond Space and Time is amazing. It's certainly the best season of those Sam and Max games, and well worth playing for sure. Now let's do the last Telltale Games game we've got on the list, which is Tales from Monkey Island, and I played this recently, and I didn't enjoy it at all. There are a couple of characters I enjoy from Tales of Monkey Island. Winslow's quite good. Morgan, I think, is probably my favourite character behind like Guybrush and Murray. I actually ship Guybrush and Morgan way more than I do him and Elaine. I think that's the natural pairing, and it's my sincere hope that she turns up in Return to Monkey Island, but we will have to see. As for replaying Tales from Monkey Island recently, do you know what? I thought it was bad. I didn't enjoy it. I think Escape from Monkey Island probably is the slightly superior game out of the two of them, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. Next one we're going to look at is The Curse of Monkey Island, the third game in the series. Now, this was a real departure from style, where this is where Bill Tiller got involved. Ron Gilbert had left, so the development was handled by Larry Ahern and Jonathan Ackley, who went on to become Imagineers at Disney, which is pretty cool. But they loved the characters, and I think they did a really good job bringing a new style to Monkey Island. And you know, for a lot of people, it's the first Monkey Island game they played, and it's the art style they like the most. The puzzles are good. You got the choice between the easy and hard version. The story overall is really, really good. The locations are what really sells it, though. The Curse of Monkey Island is amazing. I know some people sort of talk down about it sometimes, because they prefer the pixel art, and it is what it is. I'm going to put that behind Sam and Max, but before Beyond Space and Time. Okay, now we're going to move on to The Dig. Now, this was LucasArts Adventure Games run at a serious sort of story. It's about some space explorers, and they get teleported to a sort of desolate planet, and they have to find out what's going on, and one of them is trying to kill the others. It's all very good. It was written by Steven Spielberg, but he felt like the story was too grand to actually film, so he felt like it was better to make a game of. So he teamed up with George. Well, not teamed up with George. I don't think George had anything to do with it, George Lucas. But he teamed up with George's company, Lucasarts, to realise the game. And yeah, it's fun. It's a pretty good game. The art's pretty good. The story's very good. I haven't played it in a long time, so I'm struggling to sort of recall the minutiae of the story. I remember I heavily relied on a walkthrough for it because my small brain wasn't good enough for the complexity of Dig. But it was good, so I'm going to put that in okay, and I think I'm probably going to put that behind Full Throttle, but before Sam and Max, The Devil's Playhouse. Okay, now we're on to perhaps the most iconic LucasArts adventure game, The Secret of Monkey Island. And of course, that goes straight up in amazing. This was the first game I played by LucasArts, and I instantly fell in love with it. It is a game that has stayed with me throughout my entire life. You know, so it came out in 1990, which was the year before I was born. I think I probably played it around 1996 when I was like 5. I don't have many memories of it, but some of my earliest memories are playing The Secret of Monkey Island, and it's a game I always return to year after year. I just want to play it again. I wouldn't say The Secret of Monkey Island is as strong as Monkey Island 2, but I think that's just the natural progression. Monkey Island 2 just did everything better because, you know, they had a bigger budget, they could do more locations and stuff. So I'm going to put The Secret of Monkey Island behind Grim Fandango, but again, all three of them are very, very close. Indiana Jones is still the absolute front runner, but those three, Monkey Island 2, Grim Fandango, and The Secret of Monkey Island, are very, very close. Now, the last one that we're going to look at is Zach Mccracken and the Alien Mindbenders. I played this for the first time recently. I've always been interested in it. I like the name, Zach Mccracken and the Alien Mindbenders. The story sounded interesting, and then I played it, and honestly, I really, really hated it. It's a very difficult game. Nothing makes any sense. You have to brute force almost every single thing because there's no real sound logic to anything. The game doesn't really tell you anything of what you need to do. You just have to keep clicking around until you get the right thing. I was trying to follow a walkthrough, but then the actual story itself wasn't interesting, so I stopped playing it. Zach Mccracken is the only one I think is very bad. But with that said, I think if they were to bring it back and do a sequel or a remake, not a remaster, they should do a remake to make the game more modern, I'd be very interested. I think he's an interesting character, and there's definitely scope for more with him. Same with, you know, I mean, I would take more Maniac Mansion, more Monkey Island, more Indiana Jones point and clicks, more a Vampire. I take more of any of it, and if Zach Mccracken was one of those, I would absolutely sign up for that as well. So this is my tier list. I'm interested to see what you guys think and whether you think that I've really butchered this. Please drop comments below with your tier list. I'll leave a link to the tier list I used, and you can have your own go. Be sure to let me know, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe and have fun with whatever you do. Bye.